Welcome back, my friends and family, to the West Best Media. Today, I want to bring you a fascinating story. A lady triumph from a young girl to become the first lady of an African country. I want you guys to just to listen to some of the things she has to say, and then I'll come back and we'll talk some more.
Thing that will make us develop, and then you still treat us as inferior people, as if we don't know what we're doing. I think that is wrong. Africa is not part of the Security Council. We're talking about 54 countries. A whole continent does not have one person representing Africa when it comes to decision making at the Security Council. Definitely, you cannot have 7 countries vetoing everything when it comes to Africa issue. It is those 7 countries who are the countries that are actually exploiting Africa. They're the ones who have the veto power to make decision on anything that has to do with Africa.
This is a short extract from a powerful and eye-opening interview with the First Lady of Sierra Leone, Fatima Maada, at the Harvard Sean Studio.
Now, let's get more into this. Fatima Maya Bayo is the president, is the first lady of the country of Sierra Leone. She's married to the president. Her story, she had stated that when she was a little girl, she almost got married off. She was only 11 years old to a man she knew all her life as her uncle. Let that sink in for a minute. Someone she knew all her life as her uncle. She was going to be married off to him. And it was only the interference or the determination of her mother that told her not to follow that man. Because if she did, she would have been married off to him. Sierra Leone then got into a civil war, and she had managed to escape to Gambia. Then she was able to go to London, where she was able to get an education, became an actress, became an investor, and met the now president of Sierra Leone and got married to him. She has 2 children with him. But it wasn't an easy road for her. Trafficking of young girls in some part of Africa is very serious. When I say very serious, I mean it happens on a daily basis. It becomes part of the culture. Marrying young girl at a tender age, 10, 11, becomes part of their culture. But Fatima was able to escape that. Her childhood would have been a lot different. Today, when she travels around the world, She tells her incredible stories, and she hasn't let it hold her back. She has used it to open doors, and she started her own organization in Sierra Leone. Take your hands off young girls. It says here, when I was 11 years old, I was married off to someone I had seen all my life as my uncle. I knew my mother didn't want me to be married off, but she was terrified of speaking up. The only thing that saved me is that she encouraged me not to follow him. And that was the moment. And that saved her from being married off as a young girl. Fatima, mother, despite of immense pressure, refused to send her daughter into that forced union. As war broke out in Sierra Leone, Fatima escaped first to Gambia and then to the United Kingdom. Before we go on deeper into this, my friends and family, please like, subscribe, and share so we can spread this word and we might be able to curb this awful behavior that's taking place in some part of Africa. Not only in some part of Africa, but in some part of Asia, in India, Pakistan, and some part in the Arab world. Let's move on. After she was able to get to Britain, the UK, she was able to rebuild her life. She studied performing arts at the university at Roehampton and earned herself a journalist degree from London College of Communication. Her trauma didn't stop her, it became her fuel. She got into drama in London and in Nollywood. She made a name for herself as an actress, a producer, a storyteller. She also became a mother. And in 2013, she married Julius Madama Boya, who became the president of Sierra Leone 5 years later. Fatima stepped into a new role, not just as the First Lady, but as a powerful advocate for Africans girl. Not only Africans girl, but for young girls around the world. As First Lady, she launched a program, Hands Off Our Girls, campaigning targeting girl or child marriage and gender-based violence and exploitation. She took her message global, speaking at the UN, Harvard, and many more. She now leads an organization of African First Ladies for development, using her voice and her power, demanding legal and cultural reform across the continent. My friends, I think we all should help or get behind this as much as you can. I'm lending my voice to this. That's why I'm doing this video. We need to spread the word and help stop some of these atrocities that damage our young people. Again, my friends, if you like what I'm saying, please leave me a comment, share, and subscribe. Let's move on. Fatima Boy's story is one of survival, resistance, and redemption. And it proves something powerful. One girl's courage, backed by her mother, defiance, can change the future. Again, just one girl and her mother defiance changed the entire future of her daughter. Now she is the first lady of the country, and she's spreading the word. She's talking about it and trying to get it to cease. We should lend a hand to her, talk more about it. And I know my African brothers and sisters who are watching, please share, subscribe, and speak up about these things. This has been West Best Media present the bold Pan-African and filter. Y'all have a good night, a good day, a good morning, wherever you are. Thank you for listening. Again, please like, share, and subscribe. God bless. One love and peace.